a little superstitious about Jameson Williams and the DNP list, but I still played it because we're doing very well on these best bets that we do on non-game days. Last Wednesday, we had three of them for each of the three games. We won all three. So we did that yesterday. Jameson Williams, longest reception, over 27.5. He has hit this in 50% of his games. And in 4 of his last 5, mind you, Dallas is a deep funnel. They give up the 6th highest ADOT in football, the 10th most air yards, and the 12th highest deep throw percentage against them. So let's do it. JMO over 27.5. Next up here, and these are, I don't think the Jameson Williams one is necessarily my favorite one today. Just FYI, but we put it at the top of the list because we popped that out yesterday. But my favorite one today, I'm actually going to go a little against the grinder, but I think we'll both end up being right. But I like Lamb more than Pickens, over 82.5. I was correct on Lamb last week. It was a Lamb game, even though George still hit his prop, but it still was a Lamb game. I think this will be a Lamb game too, because number one, DJ Reed is a badass dude, and he has shut down some people this year, and we are projecting shadow coverage. And again, I mean, this is like a clash of the Titans because you have one of the better corners out there, and then George just crushing everybody else. But, you know, that could make it more of a Lamb game, and I'll tell you exactly why. Lamb averages a solid 2.44 yards per route run. As I mentioned, 0.33 targets per route run. Very good. He's always been good against man. He's always been good against single high. Detroit gives up the 10th most yards per route run, 4th most yards per reception to outside receivers. With Reed, DJ Reed on Pickens, that would put Lamb on Rock Ya-Sin. And Rock Ya-Sin's hanging in there, but Rock Ya-Sin is on his 5th team in 5 years. Translation, he's not that good. So I'm going to go over 82.5 receiving yards for CeeDee Lamb. If Rock Ya-Sin was that good, 4 teams wouldn't have let him walk out of the building over the last 5 years, for God's sakes. Jared Goff, we're going to go over 31.5 pass attempts. I mean, this is a pretty low number. He has hit this number in 4 of his last 5. And given the shaky state of the secondary and the fact that Lamb and Pickens are looking great, we're looking at a shootout over here. Dallas, their run defense, by the way, has also been pretty solid over the last month. They match up pretty well schematically against Jahmyr Gibbs, quite frankly. So I'm pretty confident, and I'm also confident in Dak Prescott in this matchup. So even though he didn't do all that well last year, he's playing really well. So I mean, 31.5, it almost seems too good to be true. Next up, Jahmyr Gibbs. We're going to go over the receiving. Now, these odds aren't fantastic, but as we've learned, if you've been watching this show, you learn one thing. When we lose, it's often by a handful of yards. So every damn yard counts. So I'm going to, take on the lesser odds and go 35.5. I actually feel significant. I feel 50% better at 35.5 compared to like 38.5. That's just me, but he only got 3 for 28 on 5 targets against the Cowboys last year. But that was a game the Lions won 47-9. I don't think we're going to see something similar here. Dallas also allows the 3rd most receiving yards per game to running backs. But again, based on the schematics, I do not see a huge day on the ground for Jahmyr Gibbs. They give up, the Cowboys, just 4.14 yards per carry on zone concept runs. Those are the runs that Gibbs excels on, compared to 4.97 yards per carry on the man gap runs that David Montgomery excels on. And that leads us to this prop here. I've been running this up the flagpole a couple of times. I've taken a couple of these props, and I think I lost them both, but they were really close. And both times I gave a little love to David Montgomery. I think he was our best bet once. I was correct in that he actually had a higher yard per carry average than Gibbs in the game. So I think something similar could happen here. As I mentioned, he's they're giving up 4.97 yards per carry on those man gap concept runs. That's Montgomery's deal. By the way, Montgomery has ripped off some longer runs this season. He should be fresh. He's not getting peppered with carries here. He had a 14-yarder last week. That's like 40+% of the prop right there. And in the matchup last year, he started the game. By the way, I looked at the game log. He started the game and he ripped off a 16-yarder. And on the first drive, he led the way. He had 3 carries to 28 yards and a touchdown. And in the game, he ripped off runs of 16, 17, and 19 yards in that game last year. And I believe it happened because of the type of runs that Dallas is not that good on. Happen to be the runs that David Montgomery does. So, come on, dude, just get to 34 yards. So if the game is in hand for the Lions in the fourth quarter, he also is their closer. They are 3-point favorites at home. I do think the Lions will win the game, and the numbers are very appealing when they have, especially when they have like a 10-plus point lead in the fourth quarter. It's almost all Montgomery at that point because probably Gibbs got them to the lead by ripping off his long runs, and then they just grind it out with Montgomery. That could happen. We could get this prop even if that doesn't happen, though. That's why I like it. So there's a number of ways we can get here. And then last but not least, I do have a soft spot for the rookie Isaac TeSlaa, and I'm going to go over 38.5. This is last on the list, just FYI. I'm putting out a lot of props so people can do these parlays and stuff. I could play it safe, but at this point in my career, I want to get everything right. Trust me. I do all the work to get everything right. But once I do the work and once I submit or whatever, don't care. I'm not afraid to be wrong at this juncture. So I'm going to go in on Isaac TeSlaa over 38.5. By the way, and this probably shows the level of research I'm in here. My first thought for the Thursday night special was TeSlaa, touchdown, right? Because we did that about 6 weeks ago. Guy got 1 target, but guess what? It was in the end zone, and he cooked the corner on the route. Should have been a touchdown, but the play was disrupted. I found it fascinating that over on DraftKings, the odds for a touchdown, it's only plus 150. Plus 150 for Isaac TeSlaa. I mean, the guy's got like 7 catches on the whole season, so the books are onto this. They know that TeSlaa could be a thing in week 4, and it'll have to be a thing if Amon-Ra is out, and probably even if Amon-Ra is in, because based on his alignment numbers, he is an outside starter. You should see a lot of Deron Bland, who is very overly aggressive and very vulnerable to big plays. So those are the picks. We have been very close on these alternative yardage props. In fact, on Monday, we missed it by 7 yards. Demario Douglas, that was like a plus 300 situation. I'm going right back to the damn well here. The hashtag analysis on Dave Montgomery. I'm not saying he's going to run for 50 yards, but I'm saying the Thursday night special is David Montgomery at 50-plus yards, plus 225. Not the greatest payoff, but hey, plus 225 is not too shabby. Best schematic matchup here in the backfield for the Lions. They are at home. If they win, he'll be the grinder, not Tom Browley. But that is a wrapperoni on the program. Good luck with all the plays. We'll catch you mañana for another edition of Prop Points on VSiN.
Thanks for watching, but don't let the betting insights end here. If you want an extra edge this football season, you can get a month of VSiN Pro right now absolutely free. That means access to our betting insights, analysis, and tools like our betting splits at 0 cost to you. Click the link in the description to sign up.